Now is a ripe and fertile time for manifesting your intentions and receiving big illuminations of the truth. When we sculpt, choose, and create in our lives based on a clear understanding of the truth, we are at our most powerful. You're about to get invigorated with a powerful surge of forward-moving, heart-moving, truth-inspiring energy. So tune in with me and get ready to receive your angels' messages for the new supermoon cycle spanning from February 9th through 23rd, 2024. On February 9th, we have a new supermoon in the sign of innovative, free-thinking Aquarius. A supermoon always packs a stronger punch because it means that the moon is at the closest to the Earth in its orbit. Just as the moon pulls on the tides of the sea, it also pulls on the tides of the heart and spirit. This particular new moon is kicking off a month of electric energies that hold extra powerful potential to help you co-create something new in your life. One thing characterizing this will be that Aquarian energies are strong this moon cycle. Aquarian energy is very intellectual, imaginative, and innovative, meaning this may be a time filled with big ideas, inspirations, or seeing the truth from a new light and higher vantage point. On top of that, Uranus moved direct on January 27th, which was a big shift that is still echoing through our collective right now. Uranus moving direct signifies that we're receiving sudden light bulbs of truth that may yield big changes, including big new decisions. There is huge potential for these revelations, changes, and new decisions to continue throughout this new moon cycle. Now, with Uranus having moved direct, this means that all planets are direct until June, so we're in a powerful time for manifestation, moving forward, and making things happen. This is further compounded by the fact that we're currently in a very destabilizing energy. Our world is in a flux and transition. The old is breaking down, while new ingredients for evolution are being downloaded into the earth and into our consciousness. All times of transition bring about a very moldable, malleable energy, ripe with incredible potential for us to manifest our intentions or create something brand new. One way we're experiencing this destabilizing recreation, is at the level of our energy bodies. Throughout 2024 so far, we've been undergoing an accelerated shift at the level of our energetic light bodies. Old energies are basically being cleared out as we welcome in new and higher vibrations of light and consciousness. This has been sped up by the intense solar flare activity we've had so far this year, wherein our geomagnetic environment is more changeable and intense feeling. If you've been feeling highly sensitive, have been experiencing an increase in aches, pains, or difficulty sleeping, then this is likely connected to that solar activity as well as the big shifts in your light body. Don't worry, this is only temporary, and according to the angels, it's helping us to speed up our timeline for evolving into a higher level of consciousness that better understands and operates from our oneness with one another. Now, we cannot talk about the energy of this new moon without discussing the fact that it marks the beginning of the Lunar New Year. According to Chinese astrology, this new moon marks the official beginning of the year of the Yang Wood Dragon. This symbolizes a very prosperous, intelligent, successful energy, which is again super powerful for manifestation. The dragon also symbolizes cosmic order and harmony, as well as the consciousness that can traverse many planes of being. Dragon is the perfect energy or mascot of the time we're in right now, because in all the chaos of our world's current transitions, we are being called to remember that incredible divine harmony and order are also at work, holding every shift we make in a protected, balanced state. Now, one of the greatest things that supports balance is healing. When we're pushed into a healing state or a crisis wherein healing is needed, it's because our body, mind, or spirit is undergoing imbalance. The healing then pushes us back into a state of balance. This new moon includes a powerful alignment between the dwarf planet Chiron, representing the wounded healer, and the North Node, representing our collective destiny. This symbolizes that with all of this destabilizing, sometimes chaotic seeming change, we're being guided to awaken to the truth of what it is that we need to heal. We heal best when we've become aware of illness, injury, imbalance, or disorder. This moon cycle is helping us to plant seeds of global awakening that will help many to awaken to important truths that will set them on a powerful healing journey. All of this is part of our shared spiritual evolution or path of spiritual ascension. If you'd like to learn more about the ascension path and how to do the inner work necessary to strengthen your ascension path to yield the most empowering and healing personal results, then check out the link I left for you in the description below to learn more about my Angelic Ascension program. I have a few spots left, and if this message is lighting you up, then I would love to work with you. With that cosmic backdrop in mind, let's delve straight into the angels' top 3 messages for this new moon cycle ahead. All 3 of the messages I'm about to share will likely apply to your path in some way, but if you'd like to get a sense of which message is your leading theme or lesson, then think of a number in your head right now, 1, 2, or 3. Whichever number you're drawn to the most will represent your leading angel message. Ready? Let's dive in. The angel's first message for this new moon cycle is all about truth coming to light. As I alluded to previously, this moon cycle is bringing in some powerful energy that will help you to see your life with clarity. This is a wake-up call that will better equip you to navigate and co-create within your reality. During this moon cycle, we'll have a positive alignment between Mercury and Jupiter, wherein Jupiter, the great expander, will be expanding the truth, bringing truth center stage in your perspective. Jupiter also symbolizes justice, so depending on the truth that comes to light, there may be some big shifts wherein justice is served or balance is restored. This energy is also perfect for looking to the future with hopeful, bright, new ambition and creating something special from the truth that has been revealed to you with a high dose of drive and focus. This determined action-taking approach is great because as truth comes to light, in some areas of life, we may see the exposure of negativity, corruption, or that which overall doesn't serve our highest good. You'll need to take action to change what isn't serving you, to help sculpt a path forward that empowers your greater good. One way in which we may see solutions and positive changes occurring is in decentralization. Remember, we're in a very Aquarian energy right now, which is a decentralizing energy, wherein we're looking for truth beyond the potential corruption or power struggles that can show up in top-down authoritarian structures. Many lightworkers who hold soul contracts to help support the truth are going to be guided to take action this moon cycle to use their power to become leaders. On a broad scale, this might look like decentralization for journalism, currency, media, internet, or food sourcing, so that we can put power directly in the hands of the people and bring transparent, honorable values to our social systems. On a more personalized scale, this might look like taking your power back from any top-down authority structures in your life that aren't serving your highest good. For example, you may break away from group thinking and center into a new worldview or a lifestyle choice. Or you might leave behind a disempowering career or relationship situation in favor of taking back your power and self-sovereignty. These are important shifts. So, notice any big realizations or revelations of truth you receive this moon cycle. These things are paving the way for empowering life changes and helping you to be a beacon of truth in the world. The angel's second message for this Aquarian new supermoon cycle is all about energy entrainment. First off, what is energy entrainment? Energy entrainment is when 2 different vibrations meet up and match one another. A super simplified example of what this could look like would be someone with a conscious vibration of, let's say, pessimism, anxiety, or fear, meeting up with someone in a conscious vibration of optimism, peace, and hope. If the 2 vibrations meet and meld, then one of these vibrations will usually entrain towards the other so that the frequencies match. In our example, let's say that maybe the person with the optimistic vibration of consciousness chooses to do something kind, healing, or therapeutic for the person in the more painful vibration of consciousness. If the person in pain is willing to receive that healing service, meld energies, then that vibration will actually rise to match with the person in optimism in that moment. This helps that person in pain to download the energetic frequency patterns associated with optimism, which gives their body, mind, and spirit valuable healing information on how to live in that more hopeful, optimistic, good feeling state. The more the person in pain is then exposed to those higher frequency patterns and then puts energy into focusing upon them, the more they'll heal and raise their potential to hold that higher state for the sustainable long-term future. With all the chaotic, destabilizing change going on in the world right now, the world is more malleable and open to being pulled in whatever direction we focus upon the most. In other words, the world's energy, humanity's collective frequency, is currently more susceptible to entrainment. Those who focus on fear are more susceptible to entrain towards a fear frequency and manifest a timeline of events that reflect that frequency. Whereas those who focus on love are more susceptible than ever to entrain to a love frequency and manifest a timeline of events that reflect that love frequency. Here's where it gets really interesting. Right now, we're at the beginning of a spiritual shift in which small communities have huge potential to create pockets of new earth consciousness and eventually help tip the scales of the world towards a higher threshold of peace. Small pockets of ordered, harmonious, high-frequency energy, in other words, have the power to tip the scales and steer the whole world, which again is in transition in the direction of greater peace. So if you're feeling inspired to do anything that brings people together, then do it. And know that this is likely part of your divine mission in this lifetime. This could be something like starting a community garden, organizing a cooking class, organizing local spiritual healing circles, starting a community for parents supporting other parents, writing a book, or even organizing a retreat for your friends or family to reconnect. Localized, grassroots, heart-to-heart experiences are surprisingly powerful ingredients for changing the world, and you have the power to play a significant role in everyday ways. Focus on your closest relationships, family or social circle, and bring in the values, communication, and awareness that supports the peace, love, and understanding you'd like to see in the world on a larger scale. As you do this, you are stabilizing and strengthening high-frequency, new earth energies into reality. Be sure to call in your angels for guidance and support in this. Practice healthy boundaries that protect the values of love and compassion in your human connections, and take excellent care of yourself so that you are feeling energized, healthy, and balanced in your giving and receiving energies at the center of these pursuits. By the way, I highly recommend meditation as a daily practice if you're looking to entrain your energy up to a stabilized high frequency. Check out the link in the description below to do my guided meditation for stillness and peace if you'd like help with this. The angel's third and final message for this new supermoon cycle is centered upon the archetype of the Sacred Heart. Let's unpack this. First off, an archetype in a spiritual context is simply a recurring symbol or motif that we can universally see happening in the human journey. The archetype of the Sacred Heart reflects the idea that deep within all of our hearts, there lies a special purity, a faith, hope, or reaching for the power of love that can bring about miraculous things. Often spiritual archetypes are seen in art, mythology, and literature. Two great examples of the Sacred Heart include the story of Mary, the mother of Jesus, and Demeter, the mother of Persephone. Let's start with Mary, the mother of Jesus, who is often referred to with the epithet Our Lady of the Sacred Heart. She represents the purity of eternal hope and unbreakable faith, one who brought forth the child of purest love into an imperfect world with the knowledge that this child of love may someday have to bear great suffering. And even in witnessing her child suffering, her heart never closed. Her faith never broke. Her light never dimmed. This doesn't mean that she didn't suffer, too. She did. But instead of allowing suffering to carry her into an abyss of pain, disbelief, or despair, she faced suffering without ever closing her heart to love. That loving, wide-open, compassionate heart is believed by many to be the source of miracles on earth. And of course, the conclusion of Mary's story is that her son died but was resurrected, bringing light and hope back into the world. Now, in the story of Demeter and Persephone, we see almost the same story. Demeter, also known as Ceres, also bore a child of pure love, a child named Persephone, also known as Proserpina. One day, her precious child of love is abducted and taken into the underworld to the realm of death. Demeter laments in great suffering such that the earth experiences the dark and cold of winter. However, Demeter does not close her heart in bitterness nor accept defeat or despair. Instead, she appeals to Zeus, also known as Jupiter, for help because, again, the light of hope has not dimmed within her heart. Persephone is then brought out of the underworld, or in other words, is resurrected from the realm of death, and brings the light and warmth of spring back to the earth with her. According to the angels, we are in a time of awakening for the sacred hearts of those souls who are called to hold space for faith, hope, and love in this world. If you are listening to these words now, then you are one of those souls, and your angels are promising you that if you keep your heart open and your hope alive, you too will live to see miracle healing and transformation. This message is being powerfully echoed in the cosmos by two alignments. The first is that the asteroid called Chaos is currently opposing the dwarf planet Ceres, again also known as Demeter, the mother of the Sacred Heart, the goddess of fertility and life who fearlessly faces grief and loss without losing hope. Chaos in Greek mythology is the name of the primordial state of consciousness from which the first gods appeared. In astrology, the asteroid Chaos symbolizes the raw potential at the heart of creation. The true purpose of what we see as chaos is to bring heaven to earth. A breakdown, which can often seem quite chaotic, often leads to a breakthrough, revealing a higher level of order and truth than what was there before the breakdown or chaos ever occurred. Chaos is an awakener that may be challenging for our tender hearts, but also may prove to strengthen the Sacred Heart's flame of hope. Though we may see themes of chaos, loss, breakdowns, grief, or sacrifice in our world, we are being called to remember that there is great healing and higher order coming to restore hope, fertility, and new light in your life. Your earthly consciousness may just be in the process of reuniting with heaven by way of breaking down the old and glimpsing a higher hope or truth. Now, of course, the second major cosmic alignment that is reflecting this powerful spiritual theme is that Chiron, as I mentioned before, the dwarf planet symbolizing the archetype of the wounded healer, is aligning with the North Node, symbolizing our collective destiny. This means that humanity is receiving a powerful awakening that will help us to become more aware of our wounds and dysfunctions, thereby giving us the power to heal those things. Moreover, the asteroid Chariklo, symbolizing the wife of Chiron and the mystical mother of spirit medicine, is also aligned with this new moon. Chariklo heals by way of radiating powerful, unshakable peace from the core of her being. Her stillness and peace transforms all who are near her. This is the power of the Sacred Heart. We can heal simply by holding ourselves open to that divine state of faith, surrender, peace, and hope. With all of this in mind, this new moon cycle is likely to be very powerful for deep-level healing, even if we might be dealing with something unsettling or intense. You can help lead this by nurturing your faith and hope and keeping your sacred heart open to love. Thank you so much for receiving these messages and for liking, commenting, subscribing, and hitting the notification bell. It is so helpful when you hit the like button, by the way, as this helps these angel messages to reach more light workers out there through YouTube's algorithm. If you're feeling called to do deep personal healing work and activate your spiritual ascension path, then I'd love to work with you. So do check out the link I left for you below to learn more about my Angelic Ascension program. I'm so grateful to be connected with you. Know until next time that you are so loved and so very blessed. Bye.